Today in crypto, just how much Bitcoin do you need to make it? How much do you need to get rich, to achieve financial independence, to quit your day job and retire on an island somewhere, to join the jet setters, the 1%, never have to worry about money again? Well, that is the exact topic of today's video. My name is Lark, and this is where you subscribe for all of the hottest and all of the latest happening out here in the wild land of crypto. By the way, if you are thinking about trading Bitcoin, trading cryptocurrencies, but you really don't know how to get started, then I have made a course just for you. Crypto Trading Explained. I will walk you through all of the basics that you need to know as a beginner. How to read charts, understanding candles, the top breakout patterns, popular indicators like the RSI and the MACD, how to set a great stop loss, how to manage your risk when trading, and much, much more. You can find a link down below in the description where you can learn more about that course. Okay, so just how much Bitcoin do you need to get rich, to secure your spot on the rocket ship to the moon? Well, the goal, I think, most certainly should be to get 1 Bitcoin. But at the price of nearly $16,000 today, that may not be so easy for the average investor. But before I break down the numbers here for you, real quick, I think we need to address the concept of being rich in the first place. The fact that you have disposable income to actually be able to go out and invest in Bitcoin in a world where there's hundreds of millions of people who struggle to put food on the table every single day and struggle with all kinds of other basic necessities, basically already means that you're doing pretty okay. In fact, you're probably a lot wealthier than you might even realize. So congratulations on making it. Well done. Now, the dictionary says that being rich is having a great deal of money or assets. A great deal. That's pretty gosh darn vague, dictionary. You're not really helping us there. Perhaps we can consider how much wealth would be needed to be considered to be in the top 1%. Well, if we look by country, in the USA, that number is $488,000. In Australia, it's $246,000. And the global number is actually thought to be around $750,000 to be an international elite. Maybe you don't need to be in the 1%. Maybe you just want to be comfortable, right? Have a little more comfort in your life. The freedom to travel more, live debt-free, have a nice place to live, all that kind of stuff, right? You can come up with your own answer of what being rich actually means, but it's worth considering before going down this road. Now, with all that being said, how much Bitcoin do you need to get your version of being rich? Well, there are a few ways to look at this, and you have to understand it's all a bit speculative, right? But without counting the lost Bitcoin or the unmined Bitcoin, there is enough Bitcoin theoretically for every man, woman, and child in the world of 7.8 billion humans to have around 0.0027 Bitcoin. So then, statistically speaking, you would need to have 0.27 Bitcoin to have enough Bitcoin to be in the top 1% of Bitcoin holders globally, assuming equal distribution. But distribution is very far from being equal. In fact, 95% of all the Bitcoin in existence sits in addresses holding 1 Bitcoin or more. And the truth is that millions of Bitcoin has already been lost, so it skews these numbers out even more. But let's go back to our 0.27 Bitcoin number. It's a nice starting place, right? So you can actually buy that much Bitcoin today for around $4,300. So let's say that Bitcoin soars up and it does a 10x move and gets to $160,000 a coin. Well, your $4,300 invested today would be worth $43,000. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. It's going to buy you a decent car, right? But it's not going to be retire on an island kind of money. Nope. Now, if Bitcoin can reach $320,000, that's a 20x move from the current price, then your $4,300 invested would be worth $86,000. Again, definitely nice gains, but not like life-changing money. Maybe we look further down the road. Bitcoin goes to $1 million. $1 million. Mwahaha. Well, that's a 62.5x move from here. Your $4,300 will have turned into 270 grand. That is pretty nice. Now, it doesn't get you into the 1% elite global, rich people, but it's pretty gosh darn good for a lot of people. But what if you do want to get into that, the 1%, right? Well, for that, you're going to need a whole Bitcoin and a lot of hopium, because if you can afford one Bitcoin, then assuming that it does go to $1 million, you'll make a gain of $984,000 and get into the 1%. Nice. Now, can Bitcoin go to $1 million? Yes, I believe it can, but you need to understand that at this stage of its price growth, it is the slower horse in the race, and getting to $1 million, I mean, it could take 10 years, maybe longer. Maybe it's going to take 20 years or 30 years to get there. We don't know, obviously, right? We're in this price discovery phase, and the truth is that many altcoins are going to give much bigger gains much quicker. There have been multiple 100x altcoin gains so far in 2020, but obviously most altcoins, they face very uncertain futures, and with a few exceptions in the altcoin space, I think that many are not good long-term investments. They're good for short-term speculation. Now, if we talk about what coins are actually going to be here in 10 years, it's a short list, and Bitcoin is on that list. And now, just how does Bitcoin reach such a crazy valuation like $1 million anyway? Well, everything that has been happening recently in the world is creating really just the perfect situation for Bitcoin to moon. Interest rates are falling, money inflation is soaring, macro investors are, starting to look around for alternative assets. They're starting to look at Bitcoin as a gold-like store of value asset. We see hedge funds, family offices, high net worth individuals, companies, commercial banks, fintech giants, even our first central bank has started buying Bitcoin over in Iran. We have private funds, we have retail investors. They're all gobbling up Bitcoin. There is a massive demand, and just it's surging, it's growing all the time, but we're still in the early adopter phase, and it's still more seen as the store of value. So you take your altcoin profits and bank them into Bitcoin, right? But you do have all these people that are scrambling to get Bitcoin, and they're not going the altcoin route. They're just going cash straight into Bitcoin. There's a lot of investors who want to get their piece of the pie of the 21 million max ever Bitcoin pie. Currently, around 820,000 addresses hold one Bitcoin or more. Now, statistically speaking, only a few million people, really max, will ever be able to own one whole Bitcoin. When we account for, the whales like the Gemini twins who own like 1% of Bitcoin, or people like Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy, who owns almost like 18,000 Bitcoin, and then all the other skies, right? The whales, the funds, the family offices, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We have some really big Bitcoin holders out there, so they're already just taking that, and we got the lost Bitcoin as well, and you really start to understand that there's not actually a crazy amount of Bitcoin floating around out there, and that being a whole coiner, having one whole Bitcoin, that's going to be a rare thing in the future. I mean, currently there's only 2.5 million Bitcoins sitting on exchanges, and less than 2.5 million left to be mined over the next 100 years. Most of it will be mined over the next decade, but still over the next 100 years. By the end of this decade, maybe 3 million people, maybe, will be, whole coiners, have one whole Bitcoin. That's not a lot. So if you can get yourself into that club, that is an exclusive club to get in. Now, with the massive influx of institutional money, even the 3 million people holding one Bitcoin, that may be an optimistic number. Now, the final thought of this video, get your hands on one full Bitcoin if you can. Do whatever you can. Just get that Bitcoin. Sell the kitchen sink. You don't really need it anyway. Maybe it's not going to make you into a multimillionaire, but it's definitely going to be fundamental in your journey towards getting rich. It's going to be an excellent asset to hold, and it's going to be a pillar of your journey to financial freedom. So you're not going to regret holding one Bitcoin in 10 years' time. And look, if you haven't got one yet, and you didn't get one during the 3 years of a bear market when you had a great chance to get them at a cheap price, well, what the heck were you doing? But if you didn't get one during that time, you still do have time. I'm personally convinced that we will see Bitcoin reach some of these truly mind-bogglingly high valuations. So yes, even buying today around $16,000, it's, not the best day to be buying considering the past few weeks, but still, long-term picture, you're probably going to be just fine. When we look over the next few years, Bitcoin's going to do great. So keep stacking those sats. It's going to pay off in the long term. Remember, you don't have to buy one Bitcoin at a time. You can buy a little bit every single week and then just chill. Anyway, those are just my two Stoshis. Your question for today: do you think that one Bitcoin is going to be enough to make it? Is it actually going to, allow you to have financial independence, or is it just a nice little bonus, cool store value, nice place to park some cash, but it's not going to be the game-changing, F you kind of money sort of thing? Let me know down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.